Okay, so we got our 2003 Dodge Ram 1500 5.9 liter V8 Letterman Dodge truck. Anywho, I made a video not too long ago, or actually about a year ago, about replacing a crankshaft sensor, crankshaft position sensor. And I didn't say the reason why I was changing this, because my truck would turn over but it would not start. So what happened was I sent it to a mechanic and he told me that my PCM was bad and I had to get a new one. So he had the truck for a couple of weeks and so he put one in and the new one shorted out or something, and they had to get another one, and then that one shorted out. Long story short, paid him $700 for him to replace the PCM, and anyways, got the truck back. And I've noticed the PCM was one of the aftermarket ones. It wasn't the OEM. And the truck would start, drive, or whatever stuff, but I've noticed that the power was reduced. And like it would really struggle to go up the hills, or if you're like a little ditch and stuff. Like I have in my driveway, like there's little hole, or if I would go over the hump into the dirt and stuff, we would have a hard time getting out. You had to really step on the gas. Now couldn't figure out what the hell it was. Anyways, and then I was driving it one day and stuff. After about 15 minutes, the truck just shut off on me. So I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on, because I was in an intersection. So I put the truck in neutral, put it in park, put it in neutral, put it in park, and then finally started up again. Anyways, I made it home after it had stolen me a couple more times. And then once I got home, let it sit for a little bit and decided to drive it again. Drove it about 2 miles and it stalled out again and wouldn't start. So I ended up towing it home. Let it sit for an hour or so, and then it would crank, and then it would run for about 10-15 minutes and it would stall out again. So I figured, also too, once I got the new PCM put in, my alternator would stop charging. I'm charging up the battery, so I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on and stuff. Called AutoZone, and they said the voltage regulator that kicks on and kicks off the alternator is built into the computer. Plus on top of that, I had to check engine light and a couple of codes, but I can't remember what the codes were. I know one was crank, one was something else, I can't remember. Oh, the charging generator, or it's on the generator. I can't remember the number for it though. So anyway, so long story short, when the alternator wouldn't charge, what I did is went on the eBay and I bought one of those variable voltage regulators. They just, you get your hot from the fuse, from a fuse box, and you splice into the wiring harness on the alternator and stuff, and it's been working pretty good and stuff, and I can turn my voltage up if I want to, or not that I need to, I don't want to fry my ACM, but yeah, you can crank it up all the way up to like 15 volts, I think. But anyways, long story short, after a while, so after it wouldn't start and stuff, so I figured it's the PCM, and I went to replace the PCM. Got a butter off eBay from this company out in California, I believe, and they programmed it to my bin and everything. Put her in, truck fired up, was running good. I thought at least it was, but anyway, started stalling out again. I tried to take it for a test drive and it died literally like a mile away from my house. So got it back home, towed it back home, and so I figured I'm going to start troubleshooting stuff. And I knew I replaced the crank sensor, and I bought it from AutoZone, and I know the parts from AutoZone, it's hit and miss sometimes. I'm on like I'm a steering pump number 29 in this truck, so it's because AutoZone sold me the wrong pump, and they're going to give my money back for what I paid for it, but it's got a lifetime warranty, and I got so good at replacing it, it takes me about 5 minutes. That's this power steering pump. 5-10 minutes to replace it. Plus driving to the AutoZone, taking the pulley off and stuff. But anywho, so I decided to troubleshoot everything and stuff. So first, another thing, I didn't hear my fuel pump kick in, priming, when I would crank the turn the key and stuff, I didn't hear it priming. So I figured I'd test my fuel pressure. And this is your fuel pressure rail. And the fitting on it. Okay, so what I used was I used the gauge for the AC liquid, the Freon liquid, but it wouldn't fit this fitting. So when I bought this fittings, it's like a converters. I bought them from my Corvette a while back and stuff, and I had one, so I put it on the rail, and then I attached the Freon gauge, tested the fuel pressure, and I wasn't getting any fuel pressure, so I figured it's the fuel pump. Plus the truck's got 219,000 or 216,000 miles on it, I think. Yeah, 216,000. So anywho, so I figured I replaced the fuel pump. Replaced the fuel pump, which actually didn't take me that long. I did the straps. I did the those two hoses. I did them. Actually, I gotta stick up with the hose on that line. But anyways, there's a fuel line that comes from the fuel pressure regulator, I believe what it's called, right there, that metal piece. Anyways, I did that line and stuff, and I did the wiring and harness, and I did the 2 bolts on the straps or whatever stuff. Just make sure your fuel tank is empty, or like as low as possible, because it's gonna be pretty heavy. But anyways, I just lowered it down, and I was able to just pull the pump out between the frame and the fuel tank. Anyways, replaced that. Got fuel pressure and stuff, and truck would start. But once again, it would stall out. Now, couldn't figure out what the hell. So anyways, so I replaced the crank sensor, replaced the fuel pump, replaced the PCM. So about 2 years ago, I replaced all my spark plugs and spark plug wires. But what I didn't do is I didn't check the distributor cap. And I know I should have. A lot of people are gonna dog on me and stuff. But anyways, that was my last thing that I figured I'd check. And I wish I would have kept it so I can take a picture of it or show it to you guys. But the needle that spins around, it was all like burnt up, and like you could see like it was sparking, and then like melted the tip of it and stuff. And then each post was corroded. You have like 8 posts on the distributor and stuff. Anyways, it was all corroded and stuff. So I figured, hell with it, I'll try that and then go from there. Anyways, replaced the distributor cap, and the truck is running beautiful now. Been driving around for a couple days now, no problems. Got all the power back, everything is good. So anyways, if you're gonna replace the distributor cap though, which is actually, it's not that bad, it's only like $20 or $30, I think was the other zone. Anyways, if you're gonna replace the distributor cap, I will replace the distributor cap, the spark plug wires, probably spark plugs too, just in case. Do all at once. And yeah, don't buy the PCM just how I did, because that was like a couple of $100. But I'm glad I did buy one, because the one I got from, I believe it was from one that was online, like a car computer exchange, or one of the small online companies. Anyways, yeah, hopefully it helps somebody. Distributor cap, crankshaft position sensor, and spark plug wires and spark plugs. And then if you want to test your fuel pressure too. Anywho, good luck guys.